Uh-oh. Daddy's home. I'm in wicked trouble now.
You have no idea. You have to stop what you're doing.
Oh, sorry. Can't do that. I'm not finished yet.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to episode 125 of Revisiting Sunnydale. I am Camila.
I am Marcella.
And we are still in the cold and separated and
it's snowing.
We're in a panorama still. And
I'm sick of this snow. Yeah. I'm ready for it to go away, and it just showed up again today.
Like a lot of it. Like a lot. Mm-hmm. Like I went to take the dogs out, and I went to let the dogs out in the backyard, and I was like, this was like at 5:36 this morning. I'm like, oh, that's a lot of snow. And like they both like went to the top stairs and just like, no.
Sorry, I'm gonna have to piss right here. I hope you understand.
And I had to like clear off a little pathway, and I wasn't prepared. I had on my house shoes. There's no shovel like within reach of me, or not even a broom. So I was like an old box on the back porch that I just used to like scoop some snow out of the way. It's like, fine, go on, go forth, go pee.
I keep the leaf blower by the front door so that if it's light enough, I'll just blow it.
I usually use a broom as my removal of choice. Too.
I find it easier than the shovel.
It is, because you don't have to. You're not lifting.
Less work.
Yes,
I'm not lifting shit.
No, it's like if I just gotta look. I just need to make sure there's a clear path for my nanny and the mailman and the occasional delivery person. And as long as I can get, like, it doesn't need to be perfect looking. Mm-hmm. There's a path that is salted and shoveled and salted. You can make it through safely. Everyone is okay. So anyway, we're not here to bitch and moan about everything. We're here to talk about Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And on the things you can follow us is Facebook page, Revisiting Sunnydale, Twitter at Back to Sunnydale, on Instagram at RVS_podcast, and the website, revisitingsunnydale.com. You can rate, follow, and like us and subscribe to the show on Apple Podcasts, Libsyn, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, and Player FM, and so many other spots that you get your podcasts from, except for Spotify. I've talked about it before. I'm not going to get into it again, but it's just not on Spotify. So the big deal today. James Marsters.
Oh,
you guys may have heard, and he's getting a divorce after 10 years from his lovely wife, whom for the longest time I didn't know if that was his wife or his daughter.
Well, I'm confused about several things concerning this matter. Number one, on Instagram, she's known as Jasmine Marsters. For the longest time, I thought her name was Jasmine Marsters.
Mm-hmm.
Then that article's like Patricia somebody. I'm like, who the hell is Patricia? Is this somebody different? So I guess her handle was just Jasmine, which is a little weird. But what? Yeah, I don't know. Nickname? I don't know. Weird. Number two, they were 18 she was 18 when they got together.
Gross. Ew.
And he was 48.
Ew.
Why do I automatically think about Dawn's toes?
Ew. Nope.
Yeah.
Look.
Because it said they've been together for 10 years.
So
and she's 28 and he's 58.
Oh my God.
So
look, and don't at me. And I don't care what y'all say.
Me.
Like, yeah.
I got my opinion, you got yours.
Exactly. We can keep it like that. But this is our podcast, so you're going to hear about our opinions on this matter. She was 18, yes. She was legal, yes. But I don't care who the dude is. If I was her parents, I would have had some serious problems about like some 48-year-old entirely grown-ass man who has lived
with an ex-wife,
right? Who has lived
and another son,
right? Lived several lives. Mm-hmm. Want to go like start up with my kid, and I highly doubt. So like she was 18 when they met and married. I don't think that's. I don't think that's exactly the case. It's creepy and it's weird, and it's just I think it's very telling. Like, nobody can tell me how flippin' mature she was for 18, and that she was an old soul and she spoke to something blah, 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 blah. Like, no, there's just no way. You can't tell me that there's that much in common between a 48-year-old and an 18-year-old.
Yeah.
That they would be okay with, like, living to, like, and, just, no, it just doesn't, it's not right.
No. Like we said, it may be legal. doesn't mean it's not icky.
Right, exactly. There's just so much wrong with it. I just couldn't imagine. Like, I couldn't imagine me just sitting and having a conversation with an 18-year-old.
Right? I can't imagine an 18-year-old rolling up on me and being like, hey. I'd be like, and? You want me to buy some chocolate?
Right, exactly. Are you looking for donations to your sports camp? I don't.
And then second would be like, you want what now?
Right.
Your mom would kick my ass.
Exactly. Like, even just like lusting from a distance, I wasn't comfortable with my feelings about Michael B. Jordan until he was a smooth 30 years old. It was like, okay.
And that Timothy Chalamet person.
I don't even know who that is.
He's a beautiful, beautiful young boy. But I think he's legal now. But again, lusting after and actually marrying.
This kid, ain't no fucker. I don't want nothing to do with no Timothy Chalamet. This little weaselly. Get your old CK1 ad ass out of here.
He was just in that Super Bowl ad playing Edgar Scissorhands.
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
Hilarious. But in good news, in good pop culture news, well, no. I want to bitch about this too.
Right, I was going to say, is this good news?
It has to do with the new Blade movie.
Oh, this. Okay.
Yeah, this. So we found out over the weekend that the title of the new Blade movie has been released. And I got several issues with it. It is called Blade, the Vampire Slayer. That title's taken.
No, that's not all right. Why would we do that? Why do we have to do that? Why can't it just be Blade?
Right. Or my friend Jen said, why couldn't you just call it Daywalker?
Yes. Like, that makes the most sense because this,
title, The Vampire Slayer. Did you forget to copyright that shit?
Right. Seriously. Blade, the Vampire Slayer.
I'm not okay with it.
Oh, no, it's not
I'm
right.
not okay with it.
No.
It also pigeonholes him into a description that's not really correct.
Right.
You know, that's not all he does.
Yeah, exactly.
He doesn't I don't know if he kills all vampires.
That's not like his total. Like, I feel like he's got like a specific niche. Right. I don't think he's just necessarily out looking for vampires.
Slaying shit for
slaying shit's sake. No, this definitely, cool. Yeah, Blade, the Daywalker would have been sufficient. Or, you know, just why the Vampire Slayer? That's really
taglines you don't need.
Yeah, that's too much, and I don't like it, and I feel like it's targeted efforts in trying to make people against it already before it happens.
Mm-hmm. Piss off every Buffy fan.
Right, exactly. And like now we're divisive about it, which, you know, fuck what you heard. Like, yes, I don't agree with their choice of title, and hopefully somewhere along the line they drop it. Like maybe, you know, people
Please
start
be a working title.
Yeah, like maybe people start buzzing. Like somebody will come to their senses and be like, maybe not. But it's going to get my coin. It's going to get my hard-earned dollars, no matter what. As soon as it sees,
yeah, for sure.
As soon as it sees the light of day,
they try to make me pay like $30, like they're Disney Plus has been doing with all their shit.
I'd pay it.
Like I'm not paying $30 for
Mahershala Ali is Blade. Come on now.
I'm not paying $30 for Black Widow.
Oh no, I'm not doing that. But I will start if it's, you know what, I will start a kitty fund right now. Just like put a little jar, $1 a day.
It's a Mahershala fund.
Right, exactly. $1 a day in your coffee can. And then by the time it comes out, you've got the $30 put away for it already.
On the good side of Disney Plus, though, I do want to take a quick second just to, if you guys are not watching WandaVision.
I'm not watching WandaVision. I know I need to.
You need to get on it now. The shit is weird and wonderful.
See, my problem, what were your feelings about Wanda and what's his butt before all of this?
I love them.
Oh.
I've loved Wanda from the start. Good, bad, evil. I like Elizabeth Olsen as an actor.
I do too.
And I enjoy the arc they gave Wanda across the Avengers movies. I thought she was one of the stronger people. And every time people were like, oh, Captain Marvel's so strong, I'm like, Wanda could just pull you apart.
Right.
Like, Don't sleep on Wanda.
Yeah, no, I mean, I liked Wanda as a character. I was a little put off by how quickly they let her lose her accent, or how her accent got real loose by the
It did get real loose, and it's actually gone in the show, but there's a reason for that.
Yeah, okay. But
I like that that there is a reason for, like, her the way she lost it over the Avengers movies is a little weird. It's thicker here than it is in other, like, but so was Halle Berry's. Halle Berry's Storm accent was all over the place.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't think I buy or get or understand them as a couple. Wanda and
them
Vision.
as a couple, I don't think we got enough in Infinity War to really make me invest that much in their relationship, but it was sad.
I didn't find it that sad. I mean, that's why, because I feel like there wasn't enough leading up to it for me. Like, what
it was just out of the blue, like, oh, you guys are a couple.
Oh, y'all are shacking up. Oh, y'all
live in a foreign country.
Right.
Oh, and you can pass as human now. That's a thing that you've learned how to do. Okay. But the show is so weird, and it builds on that connection between the two of them. And then when you go back and watch it again, you'll feel it more.
Season 6, episode 22, Grave. Original air date May 21st, 2002. Written by James A. Contner. Directed by David Fury. After sucking all of the energy out of Giles, a powerful Willow sets off to destroy the world. Important guest stars: Danny Strong as Jonathan, Tom Malenk as Andrew, Jeff Kober as... Nope, he's not in this one. Is he?
Yep. He did.
Yep.
He did.
Did. And Anthony, everybody's favorite, Anthony Stewart Head as Giles. And as we come back, Daddy's home. So, yeah, where we leave off is like, so Tara's dead, Warren is dead, Willow is bad, and Giles is back.
It's all gone pretty bad.
Yeah.
Other than Giles being back.
Right. Giles is magical now. Giles has some magics. And Willow calls him out on the fact that it's borrowed, which, isn't yours kind of too? Like, you kind of sucked all that from the books.
Well, like, at least his is borrowed. Yours is stolen.
Right. Like, 100%.
I mean, if you want to get specific, Willow, we could get specific. I love how condescending she's being in this scene too. She's just
so condescending. Like, wow.
No thanks. I can kill a couple geeks all by myself.
So, like, it looks like at the beginning, it looks like Giles has the upper hand. But, it doesn't last very long. Willow does whatever she needs to do and, like, gets juiced up again. I don't know. She figures out the counter actions to his magics, and she's like, nope, poop, and then she's coming back to him, just getting back on him, and she's so disrespectful.
But I love that she's like, Buffy is tired, and she's like, Willow, I don't want to fight you,
right?
And Willow's like, I don't want to fight you either, I want to fight him.
Which I love it. I'm
sure Buffy peed a little. I think I peed a little originally.
Right. It's so perfect, though, because, you think about she spent all these years idolizing Giles and how smart and I guess basically just smart he was, and that he knew so much. And now she feels like, she's the student who has surpassed the teacher. And she just starts to go off on him. And when she even brings up their last spat, when, after she brought Buffy back from the dead, and she was all super geeked about it, and Giles was not, and called her a rank amateur. And now she's...
It hurt.
It hurt. And she brought it up, and she's like, remember that? Remember that time when you called me a rank amateur? Now I'm gone pro. It's like, ooh.
Credits.
Ooh.
Screaming. Cheering. It's so cool. She gets backlit.
Yes.
Like the light comes from behind her and her eyes turn black.
I think her voice drops a couple octaves. Now I've gone pro.
And it's like, oh, this is gonna be so good.
I know, it's like
a good episode.
It's like you want to see it, but you don't want to see it. It's like, oh, Willow, don't, please. But also like, well, I mean, can she hold her own against
No,
Giles?
Willow, stop. Don't.
And Buffy and Anya look a little shook, and rightfully so. They are unhappy with what's going on, but Willow starts to try to go in on him, but Giles quickly binds her right quick.
Yeah, he was like, "Bitch, please." He threw a donut around her.
Yeah, it's a little green donut type thing, and binds her magic real quick. And
that's where you see a glimpse of actual Willow, because she's like, "Ew, what the?
Get it off.
Get it off." That's not the in control Willow. That's regular Willow.
Right.
Like,
and then she's asleep or whatever for a little bit, just contained. And, she threatens that it's not going to hold her forever. And then Giles turns to Buffy and is like, "You cut your hair." And then like the sweetest little, they go, Anya and Buffy go in for hugs, and it's all so sweet.
Well, after Anya's like,
I'm blonde.
I'm blonde.
She's like, I dyed my hair again.
She wants in on the hug.
Right. What's funny, like, when Anya, brings up that she colored her hair again, she has gone through a couple different hair changes. I wonder what was happening, like, between her and Charisma, because they both were having, like, a rough go at their hair choices.
Yes, they were. And, like, was it role driven, or was it just...
Yeah, was it just, like, not knowing what to do? Like, because I want to say, I know Charisma was very much older than everybody else. Maybe not like by decades, but she was older than everyone. And I want to think that Anya was too. So maybe it's just like...
Well, yeah, she was playing a teenager on 90210.
Right. So maybe it's just like a thing, like, a woman at a certain age, women start to just like, I just don't know what to do with my hair anymore. Like, I just need a change. I need something different. So maybe that's just, they get caught up in that at that point. Because I've been there. I get it. I understand.
You think contracts would be so specific, though?
Yeah, I'm sure Buffy.
Because of the character. But
I'm sure Sarah.
Anya.
Yeah, I'm sure Sarah had a very specific contract, and probably even Dawn.
Seeing as how they put that ugly ass wig on her.
Right.
Before they let us cut her hair in an episode. Like, right. I'm wondering if that's what caused Buffy's cut hair episode.
Probably.
In Gone. She cut her hair. They weren't ready for it.
Right. That's probably
Put
what
that
it was.
ugly ass wig on her.
Exactly. So
my favorite scene comes from Giles. I don't know why they left Anya with Willow, but they go back into the training section, and Giles gets a little replay of what's been going on.
Buffy just tells him about all of the horrible choices that everyone has made, in the past year. It's like, basically, we suck without adult supervision. We're all terrible people. It's like, Dawn's a klepto. Xander left Anya at the altar. Anya's a vengeance demon again. Willow was hooked on the magic. Sarah's dead. Oh, and I've been fucking Spike. And at this,
to which Giles just
loses it.
Laughs.
Right? Starts cracking the fuck up.
Giggling.
Like,
almost.
I have never seen this much glee. I don't even know if it's a glee or just amusement.
Yeah.
Is this sad laughter? It's just like, did he win a bet?
She looks up at him like, I can't believe I said that out loud. And then it's like, hey, can't believe you're I guess it is pretty funny.
All
like,
right.
She goes through this rapid change of emotions, all based on his laughter.
Well, the beauty is, like, because he's looking so stark at first. And then she's like, and I've been sleeping with Spike. And then he's just like...
And she's like, Giles. And he's like, I'm sorry.
He's like,
and then full on falls out. He's like doubles over in laughter.
And I have never been more in love with Anthony Stewart Head than I am in that moment. Watching this enjoyment.
He might as well have turned around and like kicked that sawhorse a couple times.
So because Anya is this way, Willow's able to basically like telepathically get Anya to release her from her binding.
Well, and I love that she's like, God, don't try that shit on me. That doesn't work. I'm a vengeance demon. You can't play your mind tricks. She's like, shut up.
It's like, okay.
Way to go, Anya.
Yeah.
And Giles and Buffy are still kind of talking it out in the back room and talking about how Willow's, really bad off and what are they going to do? And in comes Willow saying, you don't have to worry about me.
Right.
Willow doesn't live here anymore.
Which, chilling. So also, like,
and yet part of me is cheering.
I know, I'm so conflicted, like, with the turn of what was. It's like, yay, she found her strength and her sea legs, and way to go, Willow. But it's also like, can we not kill your besties, though?
Right? Can we point you in a different direction?
It'd be super great if we just kind of pivot over this way. So Giles, how he found out about what's going on with Willow is that a coven of witches sensed Willow's power and grief. Not saying that it was Willow specifically, just sensed this big old power that was happening in Sunnydale. And then a seer saw Tara's death and let Giles know. And then the coven gave Giles some power, and now he's there. So he got his powers from the coven. And so basically it takes a village, people, to like
that we've never heard of before.
Right. Well, Giles he had to make some new friends. He went back over to London, and like whoever that he used to kick it with,
gone.
right? Yeah, council's gone. Whoever he used to kick it with, they might be gone. That's mostly the council, I'm sure. And like Olivia, there's only so much banging they could do, or maybe Olivia found somebody else, and so he hooked up with a coven of witches and a seer. So maybe he's definitely a man of leisure over there in London now.
Making contacts.
Exactly. Chatting up the senoritas. Getting in with the ladies.
And Giles tries to contain Willow again, but she just waves it off this time.
Yeah.
And she full on goes in for the kill. She throws about 8 different stabby objects at Giles.
Damn, girl.
And if he hadn't taken Xander's lovingly made dummy and put it in front of him, he would have died.
He would have, and I would have been sad.
I would have been mad.
Listen, bitch.
And now in our Xander's a fucking asshole segment.
Yeah, so Xander's still boo-hooing about, he's throwing himself a little pity party while still trying to get everybody out and escape somewhere. But he has no real plans still.
Mm-mm. They're just wandering around town.
Right. And he's all, I'm such a pain, they suck, and Dawn is trying to like toss out some helpful suggestions, and she's like, but then she also kind of gets a little snotty with, if Spike were here, he'd know what to do.
If Spike were here.
Damn, girl. like why do you have to be so antagonistic everything right? that comes out of your mouth, Dawn? Like, why couldn't it just be maybe we should find Spike, or Spike would think this, or maybe not bring him up, knowing very well how Xander feels about him.
Right?
Like, don't bring him up.
But no, she pokes the bear.
And then he has his smart ass comments like, yeah, Spike, that's a good idea if he wasn't too busy raping your sister. Like,
sir. You're not wrong.
I know, exactly.
But you're sure as hell not right. She is a child.
Right.
We in a situation.
That is not your story to tell.
Not the time.
It's not your story to tell. It's not up to you to tell this child what has happened.
And Jonathan and Andrew are just kind of shuffling along in the back.
Yeah.
Well, she had mixed company, Xander.
Right.
Not to mention the fact that you shouldn't be telling her, but you had mixed company.
Right. You can't just go spilling everybody's dirty little like, it's not cool. Like, this is, again, this is Buffy's business. Buffy's story to tell, not on you. So he's still boo-hooing, and Dawn is like, oh my God, I don't believe you're lying. He wouldn't do that. And then Xander's just like, what is it with you Summers women and Spike? Like, what is this blind spot you have with him?
And then his question is answered as Spike rolls out, beaten, bloody, and yet still looking like Spike.
Yeah, this is this blind spot.
It's the blind spot.
It's
right
like,
here in front of us.
If you work out a little, you get some abs like this. Right? you get those devil horns. You get that little British accent, right? The underbite and tongue in cheek.
But you don't have any of that. Yeah, but unfortunately, Spike is still searching for this quest he is on.
Yeah, so I guess he just passed the third one, which we're not sure what it is, but I'm sure it involves some beating, and he took the head off of something.
Yeah, and head came rolling out.
So now this is part 3, which involves beetles all over his body.
Not okay with this. I'm not okay with it, and I'm glad that we get away from it and go right back to Willow.
Yeah, it's like, oh God. And the irony.
And a Willow that is just, I don't know what's happened in the 10 minutes that we've been away, but the magic box is in shambles.
So she is basically torn the place down. There's holes in walls, shit's on fire, beams are down, like
Giles can barely move. He's like hanging onto the wall like, Willow, you gotta stop.
And she's like, this is nothing. It's like, I thought, and she like does a glamour real quick, and like whatever little scars and that she had is gone. And
I think it's at that moment Giles is like,
because he's like standing there initially, just automatic, like he's clearly tired. Like he's like, I've been through it. Fuck. And then she's like, hey, but this is shit. I could do some more, and I'm a little bit stronger.
Captain America, I could do this all day.
Right. And then he's still trying to make these little threats, like, you know, I know you're more powerful, but I can still hurt you. And then she's like, this is bullshit. And then he's just like, oh, it's like,
and she was going to kill him again, but Buffy intervened.
But it's like that, like the look on his face is like, you know, you've just worked like a 12-hour shift. And then your boss comes in and is like, hey, I'm going to need you to stay for a little more overtime. It's just like,
or somebody pulls up at the drive-thru just as you were about to take your headset off. No.
Yes.
No. Someone calls at like 4:59.
Right.
Oh.
Like, having some problems. Like,
And she's a little sick and tired of Buffy getting in the way.
Right, because she goes to zap Giles. Buffy knocks him out of the way, and she ends up like taking more of the building down. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
So she gets a little fireball out of the fire, and she is providing Buffy a distraction. She creates a handy little fire to go after Jonathan and the other one.
Rude.
So rude. That's like a mini burn on itself. They continually just shit on Andrew.
Like, how long have you been hunting after him, Willow? This has been at least like 48 hours now. You can't just go ahead and commit to going this. Like, you're gonna kill him, at least do him the courtesy of calling him by his government name. Fuck.
And she sends off a fireball after the group. And of course, Buffy's like, what do I do? Save Giles? Save Dawn and the others? And Giles is like, just go.
I got it.
And then I swear there's a tiny little ow. Giles is in some pain. He's face down on the ground. He's bleeding.
He's so over this. Oh, he's hurting. Like my dude is really hurting. He's struggling.
And Buffy goes running off in that awkward way that she runs.
Yes.
Stop filming her running. It is uncomfortable.
So Willow, she's kind of bad Willow has taken to doing a lot of monologuing. Mm-hmm. And so she's going on and talking to Giles, calling him a hypocrite when he strolls in with his borrowed magic. And
she's burning him. She's still insulting him, and
like a lot.
Like, it's a bit much. Like, it's hurting my feelings.
Right? I mean, at this point, it's like, damn. I mean, you've been thinking all these years.
You could have told me. We could have had a conversation.
You've just been holding on to all this, and I don't know what's worse, the physical or emotional pain that she is inflicting upon him.
Because she tells him, I used to think you had all the answers and I could learn so much from you. Right. I was wrong. And then she pins him to the ceiling. And he vomits some kind of spell on top of her.
Some sort of incantation.
That was just rude. And she realizes through all of this back and forth with Giles that he mentions that she's starting to slow down, and she feels it too, but all she really needs is a little pick-me-up.
Bum, bum, bum.
And she sets to steal in power again.
Damn it, girl.
She takes everything that Giles has and leaves him a teeny little mess, but it fucks her up because there's too much emotion.
Yeah,
there's
she's
too much of everything.
Dosed, right. She's like all woozy and who's your supplier? And oh my God, me. Magic equals drugs. We get it. So, but then she starts to feel the world's pain. It's just too much. And she's like, oh my God, you poor sick bastards. Like everybody's in so much pain. I'm feeling everything.
Stop it.
Yep. And she's like, don't worry, the world's suffering, I'll end it. So her new goal now.
Like, wait.
So good news, bad news.
Yeah. Not just Jonathan and the other one anymore.
Right. She's now it's the whole world. She wants to go ahead and, burn it down, which cool. So she goes off and leaves Giles
it's
there.
Like Spike said way back in season 2. He likes this world.
Right.
What is with people wanting to destroy the world? Everything you need for your dastardly plans is in the world.
It doesn't make sense.
When you destroy it, there's nothing left. You die too.
Right. Like, what exactly is it just, aside from Thanos, he was, very specific, kill off half the population, him not included, which I feel like should have been a little more targeted where Willow is concerned. So she's just wants to just go ahead and poof, Earth, boom, gone. Mm-hmm. Everybody gone. She's gone. Things gone. Earth go boom. And that's
Earth go boom.
So yeah, it doesn't make sense to me. It's like, yeah, destroy the world. Rah, rah, rah. And then what?
And then she teleports away.
How do you tell anybody that you did this?
Right. You don't want credit. You just want everyone to die? Does that fixes it?
Too? Because okay.
All right, I guess.
This doesn't make any sense to me.
Not good. This is not good. But on the flip side, the stupid B storyline with Jonathan and Andrew in the alley.
I'm so over
with Xander.
Xander, I just want somebody to like punch him real quick. And what's worse is that, he's like doing this like fucked up pecking order thing of, so he feels like low and in the dirt and all that stuff and feeling sorry for himself. But yet he doesn't miss an opportunity to cuss out Jonathan and or Andrew. Mm-hmm. And like to talk shit on them. Like, come on now, like just try to be better person altogether.
Try to be better.
Like seriously, he calls them social retards, which come on.
Wow, we've come a long way.
Seriously, like really, we got away with that. So,
you were allowed to say that
on network television,
say that
primetime TV. So, while Xander's all bitching and whatnot, and they're getting ready to get into it, Dawn sees the fireball come down, and Buffy's very closely after it. The fireball goes boom into the ground, makes a hole. Dawn falls through it. Buffy falls through it. Xander gets knocked out. And I
find it very interesting that Buffy chose to knock Andrew and Jonathan out of the way and not save her own sister.
Yeah. I'm just going to say proximity. Were they just there first? Were they closer?
They were closer, I guess.
But you're right.
Put her head down, ran a little faster.
Yeah, like had she not run into them, she could have got to her sister. Mm-hmm. So with this, Jonathan and Andrew take this opportunity to leave.
Yeah, it's actually the one truly light moment, I'd say, in the episode.
Yeah. Jonathan turns to him and is like, Mexico, huh? And they run off. The 2 swords they were carrying very conveniently fell into the hole. Yeah.
With Dawn and Buffy. And Xander is unconscious. So they take their leave. They don't even go over to check and make sure he's still alive.
No.
They just jet.
Which, they've already spent like a smooth 12 hours with Xander.
I get it.
Yeah. So
I'd have rolled his ass in that hole.
Right, exactly. He's lucky that they didn't do something to him. They just left him there. So back at the shambled, destroyed, burnt up, broken down magic box, Giles.
Poor Anya's like my livelihood.
Like, fuck you, Willow. Which I feel like she never really did make up for that, Willow.
No.
I think she owed Giles and Anya a lot more than what she gave. So
let's just hope that she did a magical restoration before they.
Maybe. Okay. So Anya she's worried about Giles. Giles says that he's dying, and Anya's like, "Could you not?"
Yeah, don't die.
But Giles is like, hey, I can see Willow. I know exactly what she's going to do. Oh, God, she's going to try to kill. She's going to end the world.
And he knows where she is and that he can feel what she's going to do. And Anya's just like, what am I supposed to do with all this? just has kind of like this look like, oh God, you need to rest. You need to stop. You need to just shut up. You need to rest.
Stop telling me things that I need to do. Like, I don't want to stop telling me things. I don't want to feel like I have responsibility in this.
Right? I can't do anything with this. And Giles was just like, this is the only way that I could think of to, to basically deal with her.
Right.
I had to do this. And I don't know how he has this connection to her, but
it's lightweight convenient. It's just as convenient as, nothing supernatural can stop her.
Yeah. Okay. That's a convenient thing thrown in, and so is this temple.
Right. Which, okay. So Dawn and Buffy are in this hole, which is basically like, obviously they're in the cemetery. They're in a hole in the cemetery, and they're surrounded by coffins. Sticking all through the walls and whatnot and stuff and blah, blah, blah. They're trying to get out. And Dawn picks now to talk about Spike's attempted rape. What?
Well, and what bothers me about this is we have seen in past episodes of Buffy that there was it season 2 where she jumped full on over a fence?
Yes.
Like without clearing it?
Yep.
Why couldn't she jump out of this hole?
No idea. I don't feel like this is like what, 6-10 feet down? Maybe
at best
15, 20.
And that's before they start stacking the coffins on each other.
Right. And also we've seen her very strong, so she could lift that ogre's hammer, but she can't rip this coffin out of the wall, out of the earth. She
couldn't grab Dawn by the back of her pants and toss her ass out of that hole.
She absolutely could have tossed Dawn out.
I call bullshit on this whole damn scene and on Dawn's bad timing. Like, we trying to get out of a situation.
Right. So she's like, hey, maybe one of Spike's tunnels is around here. Buffy's like, no, that's the last place I want to be. And Dawn's like, why? Because he tried to rape you? And like,
can we please not just casually throwing it around like that? This is a serious thing we will need to talk about at some point.
I know.
Can we please just stop bringing it up?
And like, we've got other things that are brewing right now, like more immediate danger in this moment. Like, can we not talk about this? Like, I am so scattered right now. I wish you people would. I can only compartmentalize so much, and I'm just, do you want me to break down? Do you want me to have a full breakdown right now?
Because I will. I totally will.
I will break the fuck down and go catatonic. I've done it before. You want it to happen again.
And Xander, it's now morning, by the way. And Xander has awoken and has finally called down to them.
Yeah. So they send him off to go get a rope. Anya pops in and is like, hey, Giles doesn't look so good. Willow's going to try to burn the world down. She's resurrecting some demon of something, of a church with the steeple, and I don't know. Like,
Buffy's like, there is no temple on Kingman's Bluff.
It is now.
And Anya's just like, I don't care. I have to get back to Giles.
Like, he's alone. And oh, by the way, nothing supernatural is going to stop her. And Buffy's like, what does that mean?
Again, it's like, Giles is back? You don't tell me shit.
It's like, damn it, Dawn.
It's not the Dawn. It's not. Okay. You're right. Okay. Is that what you want? You're right.
It's like, literally, like the time. So Buffy was with Giles. Dawn was already gone by the time Giles came back. Buffy comes to chase this fireball and tries to save them from that. So fireball hits. Buffy arrives. At what point, Dawn, would you have liked
to supposed to say that?
When we're supposed to pull you aside, and oh yeah, we're like trying to get out of this coffin, this grave, this giant grave, basically. And so, Dawn, I need you.
I'm gonna hit you if you don't step back right now.
Tone it the fuck down.
Anya, can you take her with you?
Please.
Stop telling me that's not how it works. Just do it.
I need her.
I know you're lying. You're lazy.
I need her out of my space right now.
But she's like, no, poof, I'm gone.
Anya leaves. So Buffy is determined to get out of this fucking hole. And she's like, Xander, where's that rope? Xander's not answering because, whatever. But, they're struggling, they're fighting, and oh shit, Willow can tell. Willow can hear her thoughts or whatever. It's all connected. Now she's like,
whatever.
She's like, Buffy, always fighting. I don't blame you. I know this is what you want to do. Blah, blah, blah. Always trying to save the world. And to the end, you're right. You should be fighting to the bitter end. And I took you out of the earth, and now the earth wants you back. Ouch.
Slow clap for Willow right there. And what if Dawn were Dawn, she'd be like, what are you hearing? Buffy's like literally in her face, like, shut up. She puts her hand up in her face like,
Right. It's like, I swear, if you say one more word.
And then they get attacked by earth demons.
Earth demons? They're not just corpses?
No, it says some kind of like earth. It's some kind of, I don't know, earth demon. It's I forget what they called them. It's gross.
No matter what, though,
word.
like no matter what they're called, they are, and yeah, you're right. They're not just corpses. They've got like claws or something. But when I think about this scene in my head, I always think about like dancing skeletons from like a Mickey Mouse cartoon or something.
Just reworked, reanimated corpses from Thriller.
Yeah. So these things got some weird like claw-like stuff or whatever. And Buffy finally decides, all right, I'm going to let Dawn fight. Thank you. Yep. Damn. He gives her a weapon, finally, for the first time ever. Mm-hmm. And Dawn gets in.
Dawn's holding her own.
Right. Dawn gets in there. She gets into some action.
Yep. She ain't no joke.
Mm-mm. Why?
I mean, if you think about it, why you were willing to put Willow and Xander in danger when they were Dawn's age? What's the difference?
Right.
Just because she's your sister?
Right. And like the whole thing was, and what we should have learned from our poor mistakes of putting Willow and Xander into battle at that age is that you never bothered to really train them.
Right.
So maybe after having some years under your belt and some space and some time and education, you go ahead and train your sister on how to fight.
Right. Because, as we all know, the monks made her out of you, so maybe she has a little bit of your natural fitness ability. But no. Not until this moment.
Yep. She finally decides that now's a good time. So, the earth is shaking and rocking and rattling and whatnot. There's earthquakes because Willow's doing her thing, and Anya's got a monologue that she needs to get off her chest with Giles. What's funny is like, one of the things that she goes out is like, in retrospect, maybe it wasn't such a good idea for you to come and make Willow 10 times more powerful.
Maybe you shouldn't have done that. That would have been great. Just saying. Not the time. This is an episode of Not the Time.
And speaking of not the time, Xander shows up with Willow. Hey, black-eyed girl.
Eat me. That's all I can say. This bugged me.
And he just starts talking, and Willow's like, shut up, and she's zapping him, and blah, 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 and he goes on to talk about how they're best friends, and, the world's gonna end, I want to be here and hang out with you still, and the yellow crayon story, which we're all very familiar with, and...
Back then, I would have been like, oh, this is so sweet. My cold, dead heart hates it now. You saved the world with a yellow crayon. Are you kidding me?
Yes. That's what really bugs me. And I don't recall how I felt. It always has felt just like it fell a little flat.
This strong ass woman just got taken down
because some dude sweet talked her.
Crayon?
Because some dude sweet talked her. That's what I'm gleaning. That's what I'm getting from this.
I am learning some things more and more about you. I'm seeing some things with my adult heart.
Well, it's crazy because it feels like we everything was so well done and perfect. Just like this, how we built up this entire character of Dark Willow, how these 3 episodes ramped up, and then for it to end like this is how we win. This is how we bring her back.
mansplaining something? Thanks. And the fact that, like, when he starts to mansplain the crayon, Giles is like, that's it. The one opportunity we had to win. This is your Doctor Strange moment? This is your Endgame moment? A crayon? I'm done.
I'm so mad at y'all. I am so angry about you, about all of this.
And even Willow at first was like, really?
Right. You're gonna stop me by telling me how much you love me? And,
okay.
And he's like, yeah. And he just goes on and on and on and on and still, and then she starts to smack him around, magically a little bit and like scratch up his face and stuff and blah, blah, blah. Xander, oldest friend, he talks her down. He keeps saying, I love you. I love you. I love you.
No matter what. I love crayon breaking Willow. Right. I love black-eyed Willow. I love you, Willow. And
she's like, shut up. I love you. Shut up. I love you. Blah, blah, blah. But what is funny is that I was watching this episode with my daughter, with Kaj, and as Xander was going, I love you, she started to say, I love you. I love you. She started to repeat it.
Oh, that's so cute.
So she was going around the rest of the day saying, I love you. I love you. I love you.
That's so cute. Unfortunately, this is not.
I know. So they're going back and forth and doing this until finally Willow breaks down and starts to cry, and she feels some humanity. So Xander is the one that tapped her back into humanity, but also Giles's magic that he had was soaked in humanity or whatever. And so he did what he thought she would do. So he dosed her, as Anya put it, with some human magic stuff.
Something. Kind of a STI. At least it's not an STI.
Right. So I'm not really clear on the specifics of everything.
One thing I'd love to know, though, is as Xander is hugging her and she's crying it out, all the darkness leaves.
Mm-hmm.
Where did it go?
Did it go back in the books?
Right. I would have liked a shot of that, because otherwise, if it just went into the ground, it's searching out.
Right. Another vessel.
Uh-huh. But we never talk about it again.
So all the darkness leaves as Xander hugs her and as she's crying. And I get it. I'm sure this is some sort of metaphor at some point about, when we get depressed and, anxiety and we reach to our friends and blah, blah, blah. I get it. But still, as far as like scripted television epics like here, this is just, it's still a little, it seems just a little easy. Way to get out of this as far as the writing goes. And so as all this is happening, then we go back to the magic box and Giles pops up. Hey, he's feeling better.
Yep. And down in the hole, the demons have disappeared and Buffy starts to cry. And Dawn is just like, you bitch! Of course you'd be sad that the world is going to be okay.
Dawn, for the love of God.
Give me a goddamn minute.
I have been through so much in the past. Can a bitch just release some fucking pressure?
And she then realizes, are those happy tears? To which Buffy is like, yes, you dummy.
Which I wish she just would. I just shoved her a little bit. Just a little bit. Because this is Dawn's so fucking aggravating.
It's so much. God, so much.
God damn it, Dawn. I'm going to fuck you up.
I'm going to need you to go sit in the corner.
Because everything is so fucking personal.
Right?
Oh, sorry the world didn't end. Sorry to disappoint you.
I'm gonna kick you. I seriously need you to step away from me. I'm gonna throw you out of this hole now. I have found the stray.
All right. And so now Buffy's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Is that what you think of me? I'm this blah, blah, blah. And Buffy promises.
Which on one hand, we're like, yes.
Yeah, a little bit. And they hug it out and they have a little cute therapeutic moment together. And it's okay, Buffy. We love each other, and hugs and sniffles and all that stuff. And then Buffy's like, hey, I've been working so hard to protect you from the world that I forgot to show it to you. So things are going to change. Now I'm going to show you the world, and I'm going to teach you how to fight and whatever.
Cue the Sarah McLachlan.
Which, damn it. I mean, I love this song. I do. It's Prayer of St. Francis.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel, had they used the Sarah McLachlan song on here before?
Yes. Season 2, Full of Grace.
That's right.
When she leaves Sunnydale.
Right. Which this song doesn't exactly have the same effect as Full of Grace does. I mean, I still love it. It's beautiful, but the imagery, because everything is like, oh, everything is all beautiful and great and flowery and sunny and life is good again. And yay, everybody's doing great. We got shots of Anya and helping Giles through the rubble, and Willow and Xander are hugging it out, and Buffy's Willow's crying. Like a lot of the Willow cries. Buffy, once again, we get a shot of Buffy clawing herself out of a grave, which, I mean,
you'd think that'd get tiresome after a while.
Yeah, but why didn't we start to do that before? Okay, so, and she's like walking Dawn through flowers patches, and they're both all, yay, love is great, like life is good again, and da da da. Hey, did that temple go back down into the earth?
No, I think it's still sitting there. I think it's still there behind them. But Andrew and Jonathan, we even get a shot of them, and they're on their way to Mexico. But when they were in jail, and Andrew was worried about that prisoner, the man that they decided to get in a truck with seems far more dubious.
Way worse
than the man that they were in jail with. And they actually sink closer together in the seats because they're worried too.
Yeah, he looks like
I think he's going to like your little hands, Jonathan.
I think he's going to sell them on a black market somewhere. But yeah,
they'll be lucky if they make it
right to the next intersection, to the next exit.
I think the payoff of this Sarah McLachlan song is the way that it ends with Spike.
Yes, that's the big payoff, is the contrast that we're given. Like I said, like everything is like all beautiful and sunshiny and flower groves and all that stuff, and it is in dying that we are born is one of the lyrics, and then to eternal life. Which damn it, Sarah, it is in dying that we are born into eternal life, and then we go from this sunshine, daylight into this deep dark crypt cave, wet, and Spike is all battered and bloodied and burnt on the floor.
And yet he's alive. Like, he's still alive. He wants his prize.
So he's like, yo, give me my stuff. I did what I was supposed to be doing. I won all the battles or whatever. And the dude's like, you've endured the required trials. And he's like, damn right I did. So then he's like,
5 words we were not expecting.
But listen, still though, what I still don't quite get is when he's like, and I'll give that Slayer what she deserves. How is this giving her? How?
Yes. So first, the 5 words that we were not expecting were, we will return your soul.
I'm sorry, what?
And then he places his hand on Spike's chest, and in goes Spike's soul. Now back to the how does this give Buffy what she? Are you trying to give her the perfect boyfriend?
And why? And if so, why is this just so? Why is it in such a threatening manner?
Right?
Give this
bitch is going to see a change,
right?
Well, I mean, to start with, you could stop calling me bitch.
Right. That would be one way to make a nice change.
Right. And then credits. Season 6 is over. We'll have to wait to see what kind of impact that soul will have in season 7.
We had to wait an entire summer.
Summer, y'all.
Do you know how many times like we first of all probably like watched that episode and then just seeing like that last shot like all over like the interwebs and everything at that point in time on fan sites and everything, like it was
so and immediately, so we forget that conspiracy theories around fandoms did not start with Avengers.
Right. No.
Immediately after this episode aired, everyone wanted to know how this was going to impact the Shanshu prophecy.
Right.
Because now there are 2 vampires with a soul.
Mm-hmm.
And of course they talk about it on Angel, and they'll talk about it on Buffy, and it'll become a thing.
Right. Because of course
it'll become a thing. But we had so many forums like, what does this mean? What does it mean? What could this possibly kind of impact? What's going to happen? Is he going to be good? Is he going to be bad? Y'all, we talked and talked for
so
months.
So much speculation, so much fan fiction, so much just like theorizing and sure, some people, sometimes you're way off, sometimes you were right, some people were on, blah, but it's still, damn it, if it wasn't fun just to like, that's how we scratch that itch for like having a whole summer of not having it, like having to wait and everything. It's just like, yes, let's read everybody's theories. So that, my friends, is where we were. Xander saved the world, and that just kind of tastes like ash in the mouth.
It does. Our song of the week is Prayer of St. Francis, of course. I mean, it's the first real song we've had in a long time, but it would have won anyway. It's a great Sarah McLachlan song. If you don't got it, go to Spotify, go to Amazon, go wherever you get your music and download it. It's wonderful.
It's a good song. It's actually like on Kaj's list of music that I like on her playlist for sleepy time. So.
It's a good song. Burn, we had a couple. Yeah. I think the first one wins, which was Willow to Giles. When were you under the delusion that you were still relevant?
Right. When you were, she said something, I forget what led up to it, but along the time, like when he shows up and she's like digging in his ass, figuratively, she's like, you said something, when you were under the delusion that you were still relevant. Willow,
Ouch.
I'm going to take offense to that.
Okay. Because I guess I was under the same delusion.
Ma'am, he is and always will be relevant. I'm going to ask you to watch your mouth and watch your tone around Sir Giles.
One wonderful thing that we didn't talk about Giles in this episode is from the end of 2 to Go, when you hear the I'd like to test that theory, we're all like, Ripper! We think it's Ripper! When in fact, this is Rupert.
Right.
This is a different animal. This is not Ripper, because Ripper, I think, would have handled this situation a little differently.
A little bit, yeah.
This was full-on Rupert Giles.
Mm-hmm.
And it was wonderful. And he does not deserve to be spoken to in that manner.
I'm going to ask you to put some more respect on that.
Second burn was about Dawn, the exchange between Dawn and Buffy, where she calls her a dummy. But I don't even really like that one anymore.
You think I wanted the world to end? And pretty much seriously, anything that Willow said to Giles throughout this entire fucking episode could be
It's all right in there. Those are all the burns right there. There were multiple bodies dropped in this. Spike killed a couple demons. Buffy killed a couple golems. That's the word. They were golems. They were earth golems.
Okay.
She killed 3 of them. Dawn killed 1, and 2 just kind of were automatically dissipated when Willow became normal.
Yes.
Does it pass the Bechdel test?
Yeah.
I'm going to say no, because there's mansplaining.
Yeah, I guess so. Because, I was going to say at that moment where
Buffy and Dawn are talking about how the world's beautiful.
No, actually, I was going to talk about Anya and telling Buffy and Dawn what Willow's plan was, but still, like Giles, it's more like Giles told me what Willow's plan is.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, again, that mansplaining really fucks up the whole thing, because even what the exchange between Dawn and Buffy is still kind of just like superficial. It's like, the world is beautiful. Let me show it to you. Here's some flowers.
You realize this now?
Right. Here's some flowers.
Okay.
For example, por ejemplo, look at this glorious patch of flowers. Like, damn it, you know.
It is so schmaltzy, their walk through the graveyard.
It is.
I wish they'd skip that little.
Right. The only
I would
thing.
have spent more time in the truck with Jonathan and Andrew over watching them frolic through the cemetery.
Well, even like the whole like little montage of everybody like being all. The only way that I give it credit is because for a hot second, as you don't see or you're not expecting to come to Spike at that moment.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like this little story off will relax your body. You know, that's what it feels like. It's just like, oh, okay, everything's cool. Everything is all good. Oh my God. Woo. I didn't know we were going to make it through that one. Woo, I am so glad that Xander saved. Wait a minute. Wait. Oh yeah, that's right. What's Spike up to? What's he doing?
Right.
A soul?
I would have rather just had, because at the heart of it, Tara still just died in a horrible manner. Everyone should be sad, not frolicking through a cemetery.
This is true. Like
if they had climbed out of the cemetery and just fallen into the heap that they were when Joyce almost came back, just crying into each other's arms about their future, that would have been a little bit more respectful towards what just happened.
This is true because because it's like,
this is what, the next day.
Basically,
she just died yesterday.
Yeah, it's like at the very least, like the day after, like it's no more than 3 days. Like this entire
no more
everything.
than 3 days since it happened.
Right.
And the coroners or the cops are actually probably still waiting at your house to talk about some things that happened.
Exactly.
Like how Buffy just got better.
Right. So yeah, there's that. So yeah, I am. It's such a mixed bag of emotions for this episode, where I'm concerned.
Well, a random trivia or goof is that this is the only season finale that was not written and directed by Joss Whedon. And this is the only season in which only one episode, Once More with Feeling, was written or directed by Whedon.
Interesting.
Which means his focus was somewhere else this season.
Angel?
I think so. Moral of this story: don't let mansplaining save the world.
I don't know what the moral of the story is. Maybe just, try to find decent ways to process some grief. Try to figure out the best possible way to process your grief.
You know what this is? And it just hit me.
What?
This is a Happy Gilmore ending.
Excuse me?
Or Billy Madison. Sorry, it's a Billy Madison ending. Aren't you glad you called that guy? That's what they did. They made it the easiest out. Remember, Steve Buscemi's character was going to kill everybody at the...
Right. Yeah.
But Billy made that call.
That's
and
right.
Did this one little thing from their past, and it saved the day.
Yes, that's exactly what this is.
It was a Billy Madison ending.
It was super easy. And, and I get it. It sort of. It's how do you, because you can't kill Willow. We wouldn't have made it back from that. There's no coming back from that if Buffy had to kill Willow.
Yeah.
But Xander talking it out, I don't know if that was the best way out of this. So yeah.
I would have preferred something a little harder.
Yeah. So
you could have killed Anya. Sorry, guys.
Back off.
You could have killed Giles, but I would have really been upset about that.
No.
But I think we could have come back from it.
Probably.
We could have recovered.
We probably would have, because honestly, he was missed, but he wasn't missed when he was gone most of the season, this past season. So let us know.
There needed to be more consequences for Tara's death than just this. There needed to be a bigger fallout, bigger outcome. This was just too easy.
Yeah.
Too easy. But I still love it. It started off so high, but there was a lot of really good stuff at the beginning of the episode, and then it sharply dips.
Yeah. Yep. So tell us your thoughts on season 6 finale, Grave. And you can send us an MP3 file that's less than 2 minutes and email it to revisitingsunnydale@gmail.com. We may play it on the air. Next week, or next episode, we do our season 6 wrap up.
Mm-hmm. We got some thoughts.
Yep. As per usual, as we like to do, we each rank the episodes for ourselves and just talk about overarching themes and favorite episodes, things like that, and blah blah blah. Just basically just talk it all out in one forum kind of thing. So if you have thoughts that you want to share with us, again, let us know by emailing us at revisitingsunnydale@gmail.com. You can visit us on Facebook, Revisiting Sunnydale, or Twitter at Back to Sunnydale. Let us know if you have anything you want us to include in the episode. In the meantime, you can just subscribe, follow, and like us. And you can follow me, Camila, on Twitter at _Rugged Angel.
Or me, Marcel, at msphere7338.
All right. Once again, that's another one in the can. Thanks, y'all, for listening. Have a good one.